Hey guys, and welcome back. This is bimzycodes, and in today's lesson we're going to be going over audio. The audio we're going to be implementing in this tutorial is going to be the sound for the obstacles and the score objects that fall from the sky. We're also going to want to implement some background music. So to get started, I've already found my audio tracks online. I use a website called Free Sound where I can find a bunch of free sounds. The links for these two sounds will be in the description. We've got the obstacle sound effect and the coin sound effects. Now I also use this YouTube channel to find free music where I can download royalty-free music and use it for content in the game. So I'll have the link to this one in the description as well. Jumping back into the Unity editor. So I've actually gone ahead and downloaded the three sounds we're going to need. So I'm going to create a new folder in here for audio. So let's do that now. And if I now go to my downloads folder, I can just grab my three audio tracks and drag them straight into this audio folder here, and that'll populate it with my audio tracks. A little bit of loading time. I think one of the sounds is actually quite big, and that would probably be the music audio that we have. So now you'll notice in the editor straight away that we've got these new properties for the audio tracks. So when we want to implement audio, there's two components that are crucial to the audio of our game, and that is the audio listener, which by default comes implemented on our base camera. So that audio listener's job is to listen for any audio tracks that are being played, and also the audio source. So we'll go ahead and add one of those now to our game manager. This audio source is going to be in charge of playing the background music. So here all of a sudden we've got a bunch of different properties that we can mess around with to control the audio and the levels and the volume and the pitch and stuff like that. So we're going to want to tick looping because our music is going to be looping, and we're going to just drag this music track into the audio clip, and we're also going to want to play on awake. So that way when the game starts, the audio starts playing. Now I'm just going to reduce this volume down to something smaller like 0.1 to start with. 0.1 to start with. And we'll give that one a play in the game. It's important that you unmute your audio here in the game display 1. So when we unmute that now, we can listen to the audio and it sort of fits our game. Now I'm actually going to make the volume a little bit quieter because it is supposed to be background music. So we go back to our game manager and I'm going to maybe make this 0.5, so 5% of the volume. Next, we want to implement the audio for the droppable game objects. So to do this, let's jump back into the code. So we'll go to our scripts folder and we'll just want to open up that droppable class. Now what we want to do is create a public audio clip, and we'll just call this clip, or a hit clip. We'll call it hit clip because this is what happens when we collide. We might have multiple audio in the future, we don't know. So that's probably a good name for that. Hit clip, and then from the player, because this is where the audio source is going to be on the player. So I've actually noticed here we're calling other.getComponent droppable, and we've already got a droppable class defined where we're grabbing that other.getComponent droppable. So we will want to replace that here, and then we can also do the same thing if we do droppable dot. Actually, we're going to do get component because the audio source is going to be on this game object. So we're going to want to grab our audio source dot play one shot, and then here we pass in the audio clip. So that's where we're going to want to place droppable, and we're going to do hit clip. Now this code should work if we jump back into our game. So I'm going to go back to our game, and the first thing we want to do is make sure that the player has an audio source attached to it. So if we just type audio in here and we select audio source. Now to set up this audio source, we're just going to unselect to play on awake because we've got nothing to play since we don't have a audio clip by default. Now the next thing we need to do is go into our prefabs, and we've got our prefabs defined here. I'm actually just going to create a folder for droppables. That's what we're going to call it, and we'll drop all of those droppable prefabs in there just to organize a little bit better. And then in our droppables, I'm also going to create another folder for scoring and obstacles. That way we've got a layer of separation. we don't have any assumed knowledge because we know cheese, hamburger, and hot dog are obstacles, but other developers might not. So that way, if we have them organized neatly, coming back to this game later, we already know these ones are used to score and these ones are used as obstacles. So furthermore, we're going to go into our obstacles, select all 3 of them, and we're going to want to select our hit clip. So that hit clip is going to be the obstacle hit clip, and the scoring droppables are going to select the score hit clip. So with that set up, we can run our game and hopefully we've got our audio working as expected. Now we can hear the audio in the background. We've got our little animations running back and forth. So I'm going to grab one of these and you can hear that scoring sound playing. And we've also got our obstacle sound playing if we hit this hamburger. Perfect. I think that wraps up this tutorial and I'll see you in the next lesson.